Cinema Shogun here, and possibly for the first time in the history of the world, it looks as if perfectly sane people and SJWs have finally found some common ground in their hatred of the new HBO Max series, Velma, which is a reimagining of Velma from Scooby-Doo. It's literally a Scooby-Doo show without Scooby-Doo, but it's tailored for adult audiences, but adults hate it. Kids can't watch it. I seriously do not know who this show is for, but it's clear as day that the audience that they were so desperately trying to cater to does not even want this show. Now, usually we read articles online and we laugh at them because they always defend woke garbage like the show Velma. I mean, did you see how hard they went to defend the latest Lord of the Rings show? Always the mainstream media, they attack fans and they defend these television shows. But for once, it's like they don't even see anything worth defending. And it shows you that the woke mob will always eat their own when it comes down to it. When they can't find someone outside of the mob to attack and cancel, they will eat their own. And that is what is happening right now. We are watching a perfect example of woke cannibalism. But I want to read you all just a little bit of this article from Forbes, which usually defends these types of shows. But let's go ahead and see what they have to say. The first 2 episodes of Velma have arrived on HBO Max. They haven't really impressed critics, but audience reviews, those are brutal. Currently, Velma is reviewing with a very poor for HBO Max, 50% from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, and has only a 9% from hundreds of audience scores. Before you hop in and say, well, this is people review bombing the show because it's made the cast more diverse, that's kind of one of the weirdest things here. Velma seems like it's upsetting both sides of its potential audience here. Sure, there will be the usual diversity recasting haters, but if you watch the show itself, it feels like it's almost making fun of shows that do diversity casting or social messaging. It's led what you might have assumed would be more of a left-leaning fan base for the show to accuse creator Mindy Kaling of making it actually a somewhat conservative project, as people cite past comments she's made and things like her recent liking of J.K. Rowling's tweets as evidence of her personal views. Here's a tweet from someone right here. Velma is extremely not good. It reads like a right-wing YouTuber's clumsy understanding of what a diverse show is, which, given that its showrunner is Mindy Kaling, who has faced criticism for phobia and once described herself as way conservative, kind of makes sense. I've talked about this countless times with friends. I've talked about it a few times on this channel, and we're going to start talking about it a lot more because, frankly, I'm fed up with this nonsense. But this should show Hollywood why they should never cater to this crowd. It's never going to be diverse enough. The social messaging is never going to be good enough. It's never going to be PC enough. It's never going to be woke enough. It's always going to offend someone. That's why you don't pay these psychopaths any attention. You just let them and go crazy on the internet and you don't pay them no mind. But that's not what Hollywood is doing. Hollywood is catering to these audiences, and then they wonder why they have diminishing returns. They wonder why no one's buying comic books, no one's going to the movies. It's because you keep making movies and content for an audience that simply does not care. The people who criticize and they pick apart people, this cancel culture mob, they don't care about these cartoons. They don't care about these movies, these superheroes. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is finding someone who they can harass and attack to make themselves feel better. So even here, Listen, I watched part of episode 1. It's the farthest thing from conservative that you would ever think of. It literally starts off with like lesbian scenes, and Velma and freaking Daphne are making out. There's all types of stuff. There's dudes making out everywhere. It literally slaps you across the face with its social messaging. It's nothing more than left-wing political propaganda. But that's not good enough for these people. They say it's conservative because what? There's nothing conservative about it. And to be clear, I'm not a conservative myself. I'm just a viewer who's watching it, and I can see that they're so full of ish, but they hate Mindy Kaling, and I don't like her either. The reality is, she's just another woke actress from Hollywood. But in these people's minds, she's evil and she's a conservative. Why? Simply because she liked a couple of J.K. Rowling's tweets, and J.K. Rowling is all about women's rights. And when I say she's about women's rights, she doesn't want men competing in women's sports. She doesn't want men in women's bathrooms. That's basically all she says. That's the one controversial thing, I guess, that J.K. Rowling has said, and they act like she's a complete demon for it. Mind you, her views align with everything else they think, but she is strayed on one opinion, and they act like she is the Antichrist because of it. And the same thing goes with Mindy. Mindy made the mistake of liking a tweet, so now she's public enemy number 1. Never mind the fact that she has subscribed to this whole woke way of thinking, and she's been part of the agenda, and she tried to further this agenda by making this Velma show, but it's not enough for them. She liked the tweet that they didn't like, so they're going to attack her. But in certain situations like this one, I would use my platform to defend someone like Mindy. But I'm not. I don't feel bad. I like watching these woke idiots eat their own. They turn on each other at a drop of a dime. One wrong opinion, one wrong word, one wrong liked tweet, and it's the end of the world to these people. So they don't even like the Velma show. And the reality is, no one likes this woke PC content. Nobody likes it. Not even the people who pretend to be so politically correct and awakened online. They don't like it either because it's boring. It's a bunch of gobbledygook that preaches to you. You can't have good action scenes. You can't have regular romantic scenes. All it is forced nonsense. And even they can tell that it's forced nonsense. They don't understand how to describe it, so they say, oh, it's some type of conservative thing. It's like almost they're making fun of us. No, it's just that no one likes this stuff, and none of these woke stories will ever translate naturally to animation or the big screen. So when you look at it, it feels like it's not genuine because it isn't genuine. The whole woke movement is not genuine. Therefore, when you make content to appease this crowd, it's never going to come across as genuine because none of this stuff is genuine at its heart. You know, so that's what it boils down to. But I love seeing this. I love seeing that people like me, and these SJW freaks that rant and go crazy about things online all day that make no sense at all. I'm glad that we have found some common ground and we can both acknowledge that Velma is complete garbage. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.